Welcome to the January 12th, 2026 meeting of the Florissant City Council. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
Caputa. Shildroth. Here. O'Donnell. Here. Pagano. Parson. Siam. Harris.
Here.
Manganelli. Here. Egan.
Here. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes and executive meeting minutes of December 8th, 2025? Hearing none, Councilman Siam moves to approve the minutes, seconded by Councilman O'Donnell. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
The meeting minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is hearing from citizens. This is a time to speak to the council on any issue, not necessarily on the agenda for 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. If you would like to speak to a council member or the mayor, please stay until after the meeting is over. If you are here to speak on a public hearing, please wait and speak when the public hearing is announced. We have, I believe, at least one speaker card tonight. Is Benjamin Boole here? Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Will you restate your name and
Benjamin
your
Bull,
city?
2435 Charbonneir, 975 Campion.
Thank you, sir.
I just came to voice my opposition when I saw this on the request for a drink for Lewis Italian Ice, located at 1616 Shackford. This is across the street from a middle school. I repeat, a middle school. This is not the place to be serving liquor-infused shaved ice. I mean, I drink, I go to bars, but not across from a middle school. I hope there's some safeguards built in somewhere that you don't have 16-year-old kids back there passing it out, and they're under constant supervision by somebody at least 21 years old. I mean, it's just not a good idea in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Okay. Seeing no further citizen comments, the next item on the agenda is communications, of which there are none. The next item on the agenda is a public hearing. Public hearing number 2511039. This is regarding the Wingstop. Notice has been read, and this public hearing was posted to the date postponed to this date from December 8th. We're now going to reopen this item for consideration. Is the petitioner present for Wingstop? Okay, please come forward. I appreciate you being here tonight. Could you state your name and your city? Oh, I didn't turn this on. All right, please try again. Yes.
Alan Kopsick.
Yes, thank you. Tell us about your project, sir.
So it's a Wingstop that's going in. I think this is the second location in Florissant for them. The operating hours are the same as the one that's currently. It is 10:30 to 1. Yeah, 10:30 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay. We have a question from Councilman Siam.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have very many questions. You said the operating hours, is that 7 days a week?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I saw that you're using 2 commercial spaces. What are you planning to do with the second one?
So the second one is for the freezers and cooler.
Okay.
They were trying to put it out back, but there wasn't enough room for that out back. So they rented the space next to it to accommodate for those.
Okay, so you're not it's not going to be merged into like just one address. It's still going to continue to be 2 addresses.
Yes, there's going to be a demising in there. They're just taking a small section of that side.
Okay, I think I see how that's going to work. Okay. Thank you. I think that's all I have for now.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Egan.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Good evening, sir. I've never been to Wingstop, so I don't know much about it. Is this a place that serves alcohol?
No.
It's not,
No.
it's just chicken wings to go, or
Yeah.
can you eat them there as well?
This location, there's a small eating section.
Mm-hmm.
They do two different styles, but this one does have a little bit of an eating area in it.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you, Councilman Egan. Councilman Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would, your other store, will that affect the other store that's, on Lindbergh?
No.
So you're gonna have two of them in the actual, in
Yes, yeah.
Florissant?
There'll be different managers at both of them.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Manganelli.
Welcome, sir. I thought the one on Lindbergh does serve alcohol, beer and such.
I'm not aware of any of them that serves alcohol.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's all I had. Thank you.
You do? No. I have been in a Wingstop several times and enjoyed the product and the service, ability to order online. Definitely I can see a need for two of these. I haven't seen alcohol there that I can remember, but I don't see any more questions from the council on this. Is there something else? Okay. So thank you for taking our questions. And now we're going to, before we close the public hearing, we are going to see if there's anyone in the audience who would like to comment on this public hearing. You may have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Come on forward, sir. Good evening. Would you please state your name and
Okay, my name is Scott Hoyt, and I just have a question about, because I've been to Wingstop before, and there's always a big old long line of people waiting to get their food, just parked in fire lanes, voiding, just parked out in the middle of the fire lanes. So are they going to do anything actively to prevent that? Because that's a hazard, right? So that's all I have.
No, actually, the one that we currently have is it's a parking lot by like Pet Supplies Plus and Bandanas, and it's all the parking is out right on the curb there. So I don't know that there's any fire lanes there per se, but it's something it's noted for sure. Thank you
Right,
for-
I
yeah.
mean, I'm just going by the one in Ferguson.
Oh, Ferguson. Okay, I'm not familiar with Ferguson.
And
Yeah.
I just know that, whenever you go and block the entrance of an establishment, that's a fire, or not really a fire hazard, but it's still a hazard for the public to.
Yeah. Thank you for making that note.
All right.
Appreciate it. Are there any more comments on this public hearing? Okay. Seeing no further comments, Councilman Siam moves to close this public hearing. Seconded by Councilwoman Parson. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? This public hearing is closed. The next item on the agenda is old business. The first item is bills for second reading. Substitute bill number 10157. Councilwoman Parson moves to accept the substitute bill, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried, and the substitute bill is accepted. Councilman Schildroff moves for a second reading, seconded by Councilman Egan. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri to consider an amendment to Article 6, Section 6.3, 6.4, 6.8, and 6.9 of the Charter of the City of Florissant to eliminate the position of purchasing officer, clarify certain budget appropriation requirements, and provide purchasing procedures are to be established or modified by ordinance adopted by the City Council.
Councilman Caputa moves for a third, seconded by Councilman Egan. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, to consider an amendment to Article 6, Section 6.3, 6.4, 6.8, and 6.9 of the Charter of the City of Florissant to eliminate position of purchasing officer, clarify certain budget and appropriation requirements, and provide that purchasing procedures are to be established or modified by the ordinance adopted by the City Council.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Caputa. Shildroth. O'Donnell. Pagano. Parson. Siam. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Yes.
Egan.
Bill number 10157 passes and becomes ordinance number 9152. Substitute bill number 10158. Councilman Siam moves to accept the substitute bill. Seconded by Councilman O'Donnell. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, to consider an amendment to Article 9 of the Charter of the City of Florissant that would remove the existing provisions governing public improvements and provide that procedures governing public improvements and special assessments therefore are to be established or modified by the ordinance adopted by the City Council.
Councilman Manganelli moves for a second reading? No. Third reading. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, and to consider an amendment to Article 9 of the Charter of the City of Florissant that would remove the existing provisions governing public improvements and provide that procedures governing public improvements and special assessments therefore are to be established and or modified by ordinance adopted by the City Council.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Siam. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Yes.
Egan.
Bill number 10158 passes and becomes ordinance number 9153. The next item on the agenda is new business. The first item under new business is board appointments. Are there any? Councilman Shildroth.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to appoint Taya Rodriguez, 229 Brower Lane, to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board.
Seconded by Councilman Egan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The appointment is made.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have.
See no more council appointments. Mayor Lowry.
Thank you. I wish to appoint David LaFerriere to the Senior Commission. He resides at 605 Starlet.
Councilman Manganelli moves to approve the mayor's appointment. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The appointment is made.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next is requests. Let's see, do we need to move to suspend? I believe. Oh, yeah, Councilman Egan, here we go.
You should make the motion.
Oh, let me make the motion first. Hold, please. Okay. I'll move to approve the request, correct? For a full liquor license by the drink for Louis Italian Ice located at 1616 Shackelford Road. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Egan is seconds. Roll call, please.
No roll call.
Nope, no roll call. This is Councilman Egan. Discussion.
I would make a motion to suspend the rules and ask the petitioner to step forward for a couple questions.
Councilman Egan moves to suspend the rules, seconded by Councilman Shildroth. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The rules are suspended. Will the petitioner please come forward? All right.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. McBride. Please state your name and your city.
Jared McBride, St. Louis City. My company's in 1616 Florissant, Shackelford Road.
I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Councilman Egan.
Good evening, and thank you for being here, Mr. McBride. It's good to see you again.
Yep.
A few months ago, I'm not exactly sure, you came to the council with this very same request and you were denied. And I have some questions, and I'm hoping by the time we get done with these questions that I can support this.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming forward and answering a few questions. Last time I denied this, I voted no against this, and I had a lot of questions and concerns. I kind of want to go over those reasons why I denied last time. You know, our ordinance prohibits the sale of liquor within, I believe it's 100 feet of a church or a school. And as someone pointed out this evening already, you're directly across the street from a middle school. And that was a concern of mine. I know that, I believe the city measures door to door. But I believe it's door to door, and I think that's fair to say as a practice. I know that the property lines, however, were within 100 feet. So that was one of the reasons I didn't like. I also asked the city attorney that could you change plans on us, if you remember. I said if we would give Mr. McBride this full liquor license, could he change plans? And she said in theory he could, and I had some issues with that as well. And then, you know, I think finally I just had some questions about if we give an ice cream shop or a dessert shop a liquor license, where does that end up next? Veterinarian offices, CPAs, oil change places, and the such. Alcohol is not necessarily the answer to the problem. So, to your knowledge, are there any snow cone stands, custard stands, ice cream shops that have a liquor
In Florissant?
license?
No.
Yes.
But not in Florissant. that
Where
I know,
are they?
But there are, Clementine's is one.
Clementine,
Yeah,
where's that at, sir?
So you have a Clementine's, and you don't have one in Florissant, but you have one in Central West End, you have one on the south side, have one in St. Peter's, there's a fourth one, you have one in Edwardsville.
So Clementine's is one. Actually, when I looked up on forgive me, I've never been to your shop. I looked up Italian Ice, and I couldn't find an Italian Ice place anywhere that advertised with alcohol. Okay, will you be allowing the people to leave your shop with the drink?
No.
So and I believe I emailed the city attorney, and essentially with the package and the rules, I don't believe you're aware that you cannot do that. That people can't come and buy the
Right.
spritzer, is that what you're
Yep,
doing?
they got
Okay.
spritzers.
If I came in there and there was a bottle of tequila up there, could I get a shot of tequila from you?
No.
No, so you're not running.
No.
You're not running a bar.
So I got my business license with the condition of me getting my liquor license because I have spritzers on my menu. That's something we have. And with that being said, I've met all the requirements, and from your ordinance, it's supposed to be 250 feet from door to door. That's in your ordinance. So I met all that. And then on top of all that, I am losing money because my customers, I've introduced Italian Ice into the Florissant area, which I'm proud of and happy to do so. I love it. I've been doing it for about 12 years now. The past 3 years, we have been putting spritzers on the board, which is a hot seller because it is infused. So I am not a full bar. That is not what I am. But I do need the alcohol to make the product. The product is made and it is stored, and there's a sealant on it so that you can eat it in there, but you got to break the seal. So it's not just an open container that we're passing out. There's a seal on it. You have to crack the seal, then you can eat it.
Okay. Have you ever owned up? Where's the place where do you have more than one place right now?
We have in Florissant, that's because I used to live out here this way, so I brought my store here first.
Okay.
But I'm looking in a place in the city,
Okay.
and U-City.
Okay. Have you ever owned a bar or been a bartender before?
No,
Okay.
no, that's not my tent, that's not my forte.
Okay, and I guess my almost last question. What about the people that work for you? Are they over the age of 18? Because
Yes.
in Missouri, you've got to have
Yes.
18 of age.
I've read the regs. You can serve it, I mean, you can cash out, but you can't serve it. You gotta be 21 over. So everybody that works for me is 21 and over. Of course, there's some of them are college students, but they are 21 and over. And before we serve, we know we have to card and all that other good stuff. And yes, there is a middle school across the street from me, and I clearly understand that. That's one of the reasons why I picked my location, because kids do love my product. But I do have a product that is for adults. So I am clearly aware there's a middle school across the street from me.
Right.
But the kids come in for the Italian ice, the adults come in for the spritzers.
Okay. What, one last thing. Are you aware what TIPS training is?
Excuse me?
Are you aware of the term TIPS, T-I-P-S? TIPS,
No.
it's an alcohol training.
No, I've not heard of
If
that.
if we give you this, if the council votes for you to get this, I'd strongly suggest you get online.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
class is
of
about $40 online.
Yeah.
And probably takes you a couple, 3 hours to complete, but it would give you some, since you've never owned a bar, been a
Right, and
bartender,
I'm
it would
not
help
trying
you
to
out.
own a bar.
Okay. Well, I gotta
Well, you
make
know
sure.
what? And I called the state, believe it or not, I did, and I asked them, is there any way I can get a half I don't want a full liquor license. Can I get a
Right.
half? Of course, the state said, they chuckled, then they said no. But yeah, this is where I am with this, so.
All right, I appreciate you taking your time, and thank you for
Thank
answering
you,
the
and
questions.
I appreciate it, thank you. My last request is that if you, whatever response you give, could I get a letter this time? I didn't get a letter last time, so is that possible for me to get that, please? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Well, we do have some more questions.
Oh, more, okay.
Thank you, sir.
I thought,
I appreciate that. No, I got 3 more lights on right now, and
Sure.
then I may have some follow-ups as well. Let's go with Councilman Childress.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. McBride. 3 couples come in, and unless you go through the TIPS training like Mr. Egan said, how are you going to regulate when you cut these people off? The husband has 3 of them, and then the wife has 3, and then the other couple has 2 apiece. Where, do you see where I'm going here?
Very good question. So everybody has a different tolerance, okay? We're not pouring, this is actually mixed. It's prior made again. It's frozen, it's stored, we have a seal on it. So I'm not saying that no one couldn't get drunk off of it, but the likelihood is slim. It's only for the taste. It gives a little bit of a kick, but it's not nothing where you're gonna be slamming down 6 beers and all of a sudden you're gonna be flopping all over the place. You would probably have to buy 20 spritzers probably to get drunk off that.
Okay. I would agree with Mr. Egan on that. I think you would benefit from.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
tip-
of course.
the
I
tips
never owned a
training.
bar before.
The-
That's
the
not an
training.
issue. It's not an issue at all.
That's all I had, sir.
Somebody else had a question?
Okay. Let's go with Councilman Manganelli.
Excuse me. Actually, Mr. President, my question's been asked.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Pagano.
Hi.
Hey,
Well, as a patron of yours.
I'm sorry. He was, say again.
As a patron of yours, I'm
Yes.
going to stick by my original vote. And I'm going to say it again, I thought we were all good. Your family, your establishment to me is a very family-orientated one. There's not a lot of seating in there, and I don't believe, I'm sorry, I don't believe that when I take my grandkids in there, I have to have an alcoholic beverage. I mean, I like to be able to go in there, sit at the few tables that you have, and do it. I'm thinking down the road if Packabee's little hut for snow cones. Once I give it to him, did I just open a door to let the other snow cone place have alcoholic beverages? And I don't think that's how you need to make a business, especially the business that you have that I think is very wholesome. So with that, I have a problem, and I'm going to have to still go with my gut on this one. I like that it's a place that even those who suffer from alcoholism or whatever, they have a place where they can go that they don't even have to be tempted, and they can bring their children. So my next question is, you say that the cups are sealed. I understand that, like with the tape and that. So when you get busy, and I don't know if you put more tables in since the last time I've been there, but when it gets busy and there's who's stopping that person from walking out the door when their 3 kids are running with their Italian ice and the 2 adults have one?
Well, this last time I've hired someone to help me. Last time you came in, I was pretty much by myself. So we do have stops in there, and we have people watching the cashier and all that, myself. Of course, I'm not there all the time, but I will have a manager there. They will understand that. Never heard of this thing called tips, but myself and my management staff will be taking that class, so we're clearly aware of that. So yes. We'll definitely have somebody monitor, just like we have somebody carding. We're not giving it to kids, obviously. You know, I got kids myself, you know, so no.
I understand. I wish you nothing
Oh, no,
but
I know.
success.
Listen, I understand.
I just have a very hard, difficult time with this one and what door I'm opening when I do it.
Right, I understand.
So, you know, but I'm only one of 9, so we'll go from there. Good luck
Thank
and
you.
Happy New Year.
Okay, over to Councilwoman Parson.
Mr. President. Thank you for coming, Mr. McBride. So I've been to Clementine's long time ago, and I am aware of the infused ice and ice cream. So for those people that may have never been there before, please make sure that I understand how it goes. So the product that comes in, the ice cream or the Italian ice, you need a liquid substance in order to make it more pleasing to the palate. And in order to do that, some people would put the alcohol in it, correct? That's why it's infused.
Correct.
Okay, so is there on the menu that states this is infused with
Yes.
Tito's or whatever it is? I'm not a drinking person, so whatever the alcohol is there a spot that says this is infused with this so that it is not given to someone underage?
Yeah, on my menu says spritzers, and it has it listed on there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Parson. So I was very excited, you know, and I am still excited to have you.
Yeah, we
This
got
is in
some
my
love.
ward, you know, you and I, we've come in many times, we brought other kids in, we've sent other kids in with money, you know. I always enjoy visiting with you, very friendly, and I know just from being in there, when customers come in, they know you, right? I really like the feel of the place. Good location. I think I just want to clarify that in the ordinance, it's 200 feet. 200 feet is somewhere in between, you know, there, but it's actually 200 feet, which door to door, you know, you have room, so you're clear on that. Before, my main concern was, I think when you and I talked, I still had a concern, and before the first vote, right, that people would be leaving, right, with the alcohol, and it seems like you've changed
Yeah.
on that. So,
Yes.
so there's a change since the last vote and this vote on sort of how it will be handled. There, I know there was a comment earlier from a audience member about being concerned that a 16-year-old or someone younger might be serving alcohol or receiving alcohol, and I know that's not going to be the case for you. And I know that you had been looking for employees or an employer, assistant manager, that would be 21 years old for that reason.
Yes.
Right? And so I know that you had that in mind. I do want to clarify that, that a special use permit, you know, which you have right now in order to operate a Italian ice shop, is separate than the liquor license, obviously. So when you say that, you know, it was kind of like that was the plan all along. It might have been, but I don't recall that, you know, and really, getting one does not mean you get the next one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I want to clarify that. thank you for explaining the tape
Yeah, thank
on
you.
there. So you and I have talked about this before, that if someone were to walk out with it, even if they had the tape on there and they walked out, right, obviously you're not going to see them, but if you start to have problems on your property or if there's issues, I would say you and I are both responsible
Yeah.
in some ways for that, because it's a
Right.
community issue. So for me, I'm going to be a yes, but I want you to know that, like, the last couple of years, we've been pretty serious about it, right? And so if something were to happen, we just have to make sure that we address it and, you know, we all take responsibility for it.
Can I say something here?
Yes, sir.
I had a conversation with the guy at the end over there called Paul McAnally. He
Yes.
stopped in my shop often, and he and I had a real heart-to-heart on this issue. I understand that Florissant had some problems in the past, totally get it. And I reminded him of my days when I was an officer in the Army, and my soldiers would go out and party on the weekends and get in massive trouble, and I had to discipline them. But at the same time, I never restrained them. But I did lay the hammer down and let them know there is a recourse and repercussions if myself or the first sergeant got to come and get you. And as I was explaining to Paul, I'm clearly aware that a liquor license is given, but it also can be taken away.
Correct.
So I also know there's some major repercussions with that, like lawsuits and things of that nature. I'm no fool. I am clearly aware of that. Again, I'm not a bar. I don't run a bar. Actually, we're not even buying for my recipe. We're not even buying alcohol bottles. We're buying shots. So, because I don't need that. It costs me too much money because I'm not a bar. So I've been doing this again for quite a while, so I'm very aware of what it is that I'm doing here. And I'm gonna make sure that my customers are safe so I can stay in business. I didn't get in this to go out of business.
Right. One more thing. I don't remember, I've seen your menu many times. I know it says spritzer. To Councilwoman Parsons' point, I don't know if it does say alcohol
No,
in there. Does
take
it
that
say
back,
on
sorry, Council, but I explain, people don't know, so I tell them that's alcohol.
Okay.
So they're clearly aware of it. I tell them all the time that's alcohol, but I can change my menu and put that underneath.
I think it'd be
So that they're,
it'd be
I mean, that's fine, that's not an issue.
Sure, thank you. Councilman O'Donnell.
Mr. President, good evening, Mr. McBride.
How are you, sir?
Good, sir. Thank you. I have a new level, I guess, of comfort just by your presentation. I think the discomfort that I would have had would be my own predetermined, I guess, image of what would happen. That is, I just had an image of people mixing, having an ice and then mixing, throwing, shots in and things like that. But as you stated, with the spritzers, with the pre-prepared, I just have a different level of comfort with it now.
Yeah,
So
it has to sit because the alcohol it's not a freezing agent, so I just can't, if you came in and I had to pour it, it's gonna be a mess. So I have to pre-make it, let it sit for at least about 6 hours, sometimes overnight. So what I won't be doing, I'm gonna be hiring somebody. They will have to make them and then let them sit in the freezer, probably overnight to let the alcohol adhere to it. Otherwise, it's a mess. And then it doesn't taste right. So we're not sitting there pouring alcohol.
I understand.
It's made, it's pre-made, it's stored, it has a sealant on it and everything else on it for protection.
well, thanks for explaining that.
Yes.
That's all I had, Mr. President.
Okay,
Thank you.
wonderful. Okay. I don't see any more comments.
I
or
think,
questions.
Mayor, you have some?
Mayor? Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I got a question for the city attorney. So if they give him this license, though, he could certainly turn this place into a full bar. How do we regulate that this is all he does? If they pass it, I have no idea what their thoughts are. But how can you regulate that this is the one thing that he's allowed to do when he does have a full liquor license by drink?
So, you're right, Mayor, that our code doesn't allow for liquor licenses for just, for example, spritzers. Once you give a liquor license, it's for liquor. And so, you know, there's nothing that would stop him other than if his business license or a zoning permit, for example, was limited in what he could do, those would be restrictive. The liquor license itself would not be restrictive, but it is up for renewal every year. And as part of that renewal process, if he's changed the business model, if he is selling, essentially become a bar and selling drinks, certainly the council could reconsider, you know, given the location next to the school, et cetera, whether or not this is the appropriate location for that business. So just because it's granted, it is discretionary, and it is not a matter of right, which means that the council could give and then the council could take away if there was a change in his business model.
Okay, thank you. I just was curious.
No. And I had to come, Paul, my lease does not allow it. My property manager now, we already had this, I mean, he signed off on it, he's good, but I can't. I mean, he can sue me, he can come in and change the locks, and then I'm out of business. I cannot be a bar.
Okay, very good. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Councilwoman
Appreciate
Pagano.
that.
Yes,
Back
I
to
need
you.
just a little bit of clarification with what you had said. So he can have that, but can he put like liquor bottles on his shelf?
So again, it would depend on if the liquor code allowed that. I don't think that there's necessarily a prohibition against that, like a bar.
Right, which he says he doesn't want to be.
Correct.
But there is nothing in this that says he cannot put bottles of Don Julio and Tito's up on his shelf.
That's right. Correct.
There's nothing on it. So
Oh, I want to address that for
if
her.
by chance, and once this is granted in as special uses and then someone else wants to go in there, say he goes out of business, am I tied to this? And how do I stop Doozles or Fritz's, or this is where I'm going with this, and I don't know what I can do.
So let me ask, do you know if this is a special use permit
It is a special use permit.
for ice cream or?
It's a restaurant.
For a restaurant? Okay, so if it's a special use permit for a restaurant and under the restaurant, he was allowed to serve alcohol, then in theory, the next person would be able to continue to do it. However, again, that is under the zoning code and not under the liquor law. Under the liquor law, you can review it every year. It's not set in stone like a zoning code is, like a special use permit. It doesn't run with the land. So if there is a change in the way the business is operating, then we'll go back to that section that says the council gets to consider whether or not, it's that same section about whether it's when it's next to the school. The council can consider whether or not the location is appropriate given its proximity to a school, et cetera, and in the best interests of the locality. And so that's a yearly determination that you get to make. Once, just because you give it 1 year, if the council were to determine next year that it's not working,
Right.
that kids are drinking, or something about this is changing the character of the neighborhood, you don't have to renew it.
Can I address your question?
And my other question about, the other questions about other establishments.
Right, and so what would be under the special use permit is that they would get to continue to operate, but that is under the zoning code. That's not the same as the alcohol code. So the zoning code special use permit would say he could continue to operate a restaurant, but just because they can continue to operate a restaurant doesn't mean that you have to continue to renew the liquor license if there are some changed circumstances.
Okay, so granting him one, did it just open a door for every other one? Is my question.
So the liquor license would be based upon, again, in this case, it's near a school, and so there's a lot more, I think, restrictive ability, because the code explicitly says that you can consider the location. for someone else as Doozles, does it already exist in Florissant? And do they sell alcohol? Okay, and so then it would be you could have your consideration for that location as well. It doesn't necessarily mean, so for example, Mr. McBride is saying he sells pre-packaged drinks. I don't know what this other place is going to sell, if it's a different character, if it's
Or if it is, I'm just asking, am I
Right.
open, because you've said that it is pretty well still a full liquor license.
It is
So
still-
if he wants to put the bottles up on the shelf, the bottles can go up on the shelf, correct? I mean,
Correct,
you're
yes.
saying that.
Yes.
He's saying he's not, and do I trust you? Yes, I do. So don't think I don't. But I'm just saying, if I say yes to him, and another location comes up and wants it, how can he's close to a school, the other place isn't close to a school. Where's my line?
Yeah, each application is gonna stand on its own, and you're gonna have to consider on a case-by-case basis. I understand the point that you're making, and I understand the concern. It's valid, but each one, I don't wanna give you an opinion.
I'm just
that's-
one of
it's
these
for
that
sure
I like
gonna-
to jump ahead because I don't know what's coming down the pipe.
Right.
But, and so if I open the door, am I opening the can of worms and then there's no getting back to it?
Other than, again, it's yearly, and so,
But that doesn't help me for 365 days. So, okay.
I'm going to draw a distinction, and then I'm going to let Mr. McBride respond. I know he wants to comment on it.
Yeah.
One distinction I see between Fritz's and Doozles, and this operation is Fritz's and Doozles is a walk-up window and drive-through, and this is they have in the store they have tables and things like that. I mean, it's a small distinction, but it is a distinction. And, it makes sense to me that every time a restaurant or a business comes up and they ask for a liquor license, we consider it based on that particular business, right? And so I don't think it means we have to hand out licenses to other places just because
No,
we
I'm
were
just
approving
asking
this.
If then we've opened up the can. I mean, he's not selling any food at all. It's strictly.
Well, the can's open because it's a model of business like
Right.
anywhere, so,
Well, it's
yeah.
Again,
It's already
I'm only one vote.
Yeah,
so
I understand.
We can
Yeah.
go ahead.
Mr.
I just
McBride,
wanted
would you like to
clarify.
respond?
Yeah, I want to respond to Councilwoman Pagano's comment about the bottles on the shelf. No, I can't. It's in my lease. So we have defined that. And again, I don't want that. That brings added people that I may not want in my establishment. You understand? So it won't be any bottles on the shelf and anything like that. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to know what I got in there. So, no bottles on the shelf. No, I get it. I totally understand what you're talking about.
I just have to look at the big picture.
Totally understood. Understood.
I'll still come in, no whether
Of
if you
course.
get it or not. I'll be there with
Of course, I'm waiting on you to come in.
Okay, are there any more council questions before we? Okay, I see none. Thank you, Mr. McBride.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your time and consideration. Have a good evening.
So, we need a roll call, please.
Caputa? Shildroth? O'Donnell?
Yes.
Pagano? Parson? Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli?
Yes.
Egan? Passes.
Okay. Motion carried and a liquor license is approved. We have another request. Councilman Egan moves to accept the application for transfer of special use permit, number 9030 from Gossip Pasta LLC to Circle Empire LLC for the operation. Oops. On the second request. This one, yep. This restaurant's located at 557 Outer Shell Road, seconded by Councilman O'Donnell. Any discussion?
Mr. President, make a motion to suspend the rules.
Councilman Egan moves to suspend the rules, seconded by Councilman Childrath. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The rules are suspended. I'd like to invite the petitioner for gossip to please come forward.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome. Will you please state your name and your city? And then
Okay, hello, my name is Precious Mills, and I am the owner of Circle Empire, trying to relocate in the prior business that was Gossip Pasta.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Egan.
Well, thank you again. Welcome. How are you today?
Great, how are you?
Very good. I've got a few questions for you.
Okay.
And, yes, is your
Ms.
plan
Mills.
essentially, because you're taking over a special use permit,
Mm-hmm.
to essentially operate the facility as it's being operated now?
Yes, it's a restaurant.
Okay, and the reason I ask is because this was a Cecil Whitaker's for probably 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then for a brief period of time, Solano's ran it, and that was just an offshoot of Cecil, because that was the, I think, general manager's last name. That's a very, very small shop.
Yeah.
It's very, very tiny. I think maybe 34 seats are in there right now. So my confusion, my concern was when we granted the special use for Gossip Pasta, we were told that they were going to operate it the same way. And then they came around and they asked for a liquor license and a full liquor license, and they started billing it as an event center. Now I went to your place today over on Airport Road, and basically you're a takeout grill. Is that
Yes.
fair?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go
I'm
on,
sorry.
go on, go on.
I was gonna say, so right now, we are a small family-owned business on Airport Road that I have. So when my landlord introduced us to this one, I was like, okay, great. You know, because some of our customers love to eat in. We do soul food sometimes, so
Right.
they want to sit down and eat. So this, the size would be great for us because we really don't have an eat-in space as of now. So now, a few customers will be able to sit in and eat their food.
Sure. Now, was at your place today and you guys weren't open? I'd hoped you were open, but you weren't. Sunday and Mondays, right? Yeah.
Yes, we're
So, first of all, the lot was very clean, which I appreciated.
Oh, great,
I noticed. And you had the trash can right up front. It was full, but I know you're closed on Sunday
Yeah.
and Monday, so. On the side of the building, there was like a big box, like a trailer. Is that, was maybe an old food trailer?
Yeah,
Or
it was somebody else's.
is that coming to
No,
Florissant?
no,
Okay.
that won't be a part of it.
And so the only other thing I have is when the other place was operating, they called themselves an event center. And they had several events. Like they had back-to-school event. And I just want to, and I think they had a grand opening event. When, in Florissant, when you do those type of things, you can, but you have to get a special permit to do that.
Yes, and Berkeley as well.
Okay, very good. So, well, I know you're going to be jam-packed in an area where there's lots of takeout grills. There's 2 other ones within a quarter mile of your location, but if you have the best food
No,
and
we're
the
not
best
worried at
service.
all.
All right, that's all I have, Ms. Mills. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. I see no other council comments or questions at this time. Thank you for coming forward and talking to us.
Thank you.
And so we have this motion on the floor to accept this application. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried and the application is accepted. Resolution number 1076.
Resolution of the Florissant City, my computer just went off. Hang on a second. Now I got it.
One moment, please.
I gotta go manual real quick. We got this. Okay. Always have a backup. Okay, resolution of the Florissant City Council adopting a change to the benefit program of covered employees, changing to benefit program L6 in accordance with 70655 RSMO.
Councilman Schulhoff moves for a second reading, seconded by Councilman Siam. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any against?
Resolution of the Florissant City Council adopting a change to the benefit program of covered employees, changing to benefit program L6 in accordance with 70655 RSMO.
Councilman Caputo moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Roll call vote, please.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Yes. Egan. Yes. Resolution of the Florissant City Council adopting a change to the benefit program of covered employees, changing benefit program to L6 in accordance with 70655 RSMO.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this resolution? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes. Resolution number 1076 passes.
Thank you.
Resolution number 1077.
Resolution of the Florissant City Council endorsing St. Louis County's grant program for the city's waste reduction efforts.
Councilman Caputa moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Egan. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Against?
Resolution of the Florissant City Council endorsing St. Louis County's grant program for the city's waste reduction efforts.
Councilwoman Parson moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Roll call vote, please.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes. Before the final vote is...
Resolution of the City of Florissant City Council endorsing St. Louis County's grant program for the city's waste reduction efforts.
Okay. You want to plug that in? Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this resolution? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes. Resolution number 1077 passes. Bills for first reading. The next item on the agenda is the bills for first reading.
Ready?
All right, bill number 10150.
Ordinance to amend ordinance number 6669 to allow for a restaurant in a B5 planned commercial district located at 14049 and 14055 New Halls Ferry Road.
Bill number 10161.
Ordinance to authorize the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into an agreement with the St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners to allow for Officer Andrew Hale to serve as instructor at the St. Louis County Police Academy.
Second. Councilman Egan moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Against?
Ordinance to authorize the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into an agreement with the St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners to allow for Officer Andrew Hale to serve as instructor at St. Louis County Police Academy.
Councilman Egan moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Roll call vote, please.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Yes. Egan. Ordinance to authorize the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into an agreement with St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners to allow Officer Andrew Hale to serve as an instructor at the St. Louis County Police Academy.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Egan?
Yes. Bill number 10161 passes and becomes ordinance number 9154. Bill number 10162.
Ordinance authorizing the acceptance of ownership assignment of real estate properties held by St. Louis County Collector of Revenue through the collector's deed.
Bill number 10163.
Ordinance authorizing appropriation of $50,000 from the General Revenue Fund to account number 101-55350-103, Resident Hazardous Tree Program, to fund hazardous tree program removal program.
Bill number 10164.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into a program agreement for federal funding for project number STP 56622-602 for the improvement of Rue St. Denis Street.
Bill number 10165.
Ordinance to authorize the mayor to sign a land acquisition services agreement with Lockmuller Group for St. Denis Phase 2 Improvement Project.
Bill number 10166.
Ordinance authorizing transfer of special use permit number 9030 from Gossip Pasta LLC to Circle Empire LLC for the operation of a restaurant located at 557 Houtersell Road.
Bill number 10167.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into an agreement with Alco Wrecking Company for demolition services.
Bill number 10168.
Ordinance rolling over appropriations in the fiscal year 2025 budget to the fiscal year 2026 budget for incomplete projects.
Bill number 10169.
Ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget.
Bill number 10170.
Ordinance appropriating the funds for lump sum payment for general fund, from the general fund and public safety fund reserves to the city's loggers pensions plans to pre-fund the upgrade to an L6 benefit plan.
We did it. The next item on the agenda is council announcements. Councilman Egan.
Thank you, Mr. President. On January 24th, 2026, the St. Patrick's Parade Committee will kick off the parade season here in the city of Florissant with our Green Tie Masquerade. If you are interested in attending this gala, you can go to the St. Patrick's Florissant Parade website, which is exactly what I just said, and there'll be information on how to get a table or a seat. Thank you.
Wonderful. Councilman Childrath.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to offer my congratulations to Jeannie Blanton and her family on the 70th year anniversary of BJ's Bar and Grill on St. Ferdinand. The mayor had a nice proclamation from himself and the city council, and I had the honor of presenting it to Jeannie on the 26th of December. It's a well-known establishment all over the metro area, and I'm glad they've been here for 70 years. Thank you.
Councilman Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, I would like to congratulate Ralph Snedeker. He got a letter the other day. He's going to be inducted into the St. Louis Hockey Hall of Fame under refereeing. So it's a pretty good honor. We have two people from the Florissant area that are actually inducted in the St. Louis Hockey Hall of Fame. Another one was retired police officer Kevin Boschert is also in there for refereeing. So I would like to congratulate Mr. Snedeker. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the message from our mayor.
Just got a couple quick announcements. Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to make everybody aware that all planning and zoning meetings in 2026 are going to be moved from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. And those meetings are on the first and third Mondays of the month. And tomorrow, please come out to the Florissant Senior Office and JFK Center and meet our new center director, Sarah Pfluger, from 10 to 11. She's extremely qualified, very pleasant person. So if you have time, stop by and say hi. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. The next regular meeting for the City Council will be on Monday, January 26th, 2026. Councilman O'Donnell moves to adjourn the regular meeting, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned.